Hello everyone, this is our Business Analytics Assignment 2, Data Visualization. The data we will present here will be focused on family violence in the state of Victoria. Our sources of information are from the Australian Open Government Data, the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Crime Statistics Agency, and other news media. Family or domestic violence is a major national health and welfare issue that can have lifelong impacts for victims and perpetrators. And even though current government policy is set out to reduce such crimes, the number of domestic violence in some areas still increased. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics 2016, 2.2 million Australians have experienced physical or sexual violence, and 3.6 million Australians have experienced emotional abuse from a partner. From the data that we gathered, we can see here the total number of assault victims in each state of Australia in 2017. The data was not available for Queensland and Victoria. Therefore, we decided to explore this gap and chose to study the data of domestic violence in Victoria. Family or domestic violence refers to violence between family members, and it can be classified into many forms. As recorded by Ambulance Victoria, the incidents are categorized as physical, psychological or emotional, sexual and other types of violence. As data shows, physical violence is the most common form of domestic violence, with the majority of the perpetrator usually being the partner or spouse. In terms of gender, domestic violence is often experienced by women rather than men. It can be seen from the data of Victoria Police that the number of women affected by domestic violence is 3 times higher than men. Ironically, the majority of the offenders are reported to be male, as the data shows that female perpetrators are less than 1/3 of their male counterpart. Looking at the number of incidents in Victoria between 2010 and 2018, it is noted that even though the population gradually increased, the number of incidents has doubled from over 37,000 incidents in 2010 to around 79,000 incidents in 2018. This is the geographical display of family violence in each city in Victoria in 2018. We can see that domestic violence happens everywhere, and the number of incidents around Greater Melbourne are higher than other areas. From there, data is filtered to show the top 10 cities with the most incidents of domestic violence. The data shows that in some areas, population density is not an indication for high domestic violence. As can be seen here, Latrobe has low population density, but it has high number of family violence incidents. Considered as rural areas, Latrobe and other few rural cities actually have higher incidence rate per 100,000 population despite having less number of incidents or population. Women in rural areas are more likely to be victims of domestic violence than those in Melbourne. This is because there is a culture of masculinity within the household in these areas, and the woman deems that as normal. Women in these areas also have less access to community support groups and legal centers that is available in the cities. Out of all the domestic violence recorded, only a few applied for the Family Violence Intervention Order. In 2018, a total of 79,348 incidents were recorded, and only 10,245 victims seek to apply for intervention order. This indicates that a lot of domestic violence have been neglected, and victims did not seek for legal assistance. This leaves a gap for the reoccurrence of domestic violence. Previous news articles had also indicated that domestic violence order was not working. With many instances, the victims are faced with reoccurring domestic or family violence. Many sectors are developing policies to better handle the issues of domestic violence and improve the quality of life for everyone. It is encouraged for everyone to take action and not accept that domestic violence is a norm. Therefore, if you or anyone you know have encountered or witnessed domestic violence, please contact these hotlines for help or advice.